The Benghazi hearing wrapped up tonight. Some of the 2016 candidates weighed in, with Jeb Bush earlier calling the Benghazi security failures a, quote, stunning example of incompetence. But if it is fair to question Mrs. Clinton for failures leading up to September 11th, 2012, why is Governor Bush arguing it is not fair to question his brother for failures leading up to September 11th, 2001? Joining us now, former governor of Florida and Republican presidential candidate, Jeb Bush. Governor, good to see you tonight. Why? Is it a double standard?
Not at all, because if someone had evidence that there was a pending attack, there was a lot of investigations after 9/11. If there was tangible evidence that there was an attack that was pending and no one acted, of course there would have been criticism, but that's not the case.
You know they're arguing that there was. Trump argues George Tenet offered a warning that an attack
Trump doesn't know what he's talking about.
Same year, President Clinton was briefed on a supposed plot by bin Laden. The exact title of that briefing reads Bin Laden, preparing to hijack U.S. aircraft and other attacks. Of course, the Bush administration claims it wasn't made aware of that briefing upon taking office, but from the looks of it, it didn't have to be, because plenty of other briefings and warnings from foreign intelligence told Bush officials of the exact same plot.
And no one acted? Of course there would have been criticism, but that's not the case.
You know they're arguing that there was. Trump argues George Tenet offered a warning that an attack
Trump doesn't know what he's talking about.
According to Condi Rice, in the 8 months leading up to 9/11, the president was briefed on the al-Qaeda threat at least 40 times. In fact, according to Daily Kos, the warnings were so frequent that in July 2001, Attorney General John Ashcroft declared, "I don't want to hear about al-Qaeda anymore." You know, it's hard to cover all the intelligence failures in just one show. But here's the best case scenario. No one acted on hundreds of warnings. No one was fired as a result.
Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know anything about this, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. There were massive investigations of this. There were hearings. And did we let our safeguards down? Sure, we did. I mean, under the Clinton administration.
Corporate media capitalizes on 9/11 to re-traumatize all of us, complete with vintage footage of the attacks and coverage rife with errors and disinformation. We're confronted with the shock and horror of that day all over again, which left millions stunned, wondering, how could this happen? But when the Bush administration was asked that very question, they seemed just as in the dark as we were.
I don't think anybody could have predicted that these people would take an airplane and slam it into the World Trade Center, take another one and slam it into the Pentagon, that they would try to use an airplane as a missile, a hijacked airplane as a missile.
Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know anything about this, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. There were massive investigations of this. There were hearings. And did we let our safeguards down? Sure, we did. I mean, under the Clinton administration,